all of you know that we have the theme in Power of Possibilities. Ma'am herself is a model for everyone. We have inspired by ma'am so much, and she is here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. So without wasting time, I will start with the fireside chat. So ma'am, our theme today is Powerless of Possibilities. Your journey itself is a testament to breaking barriers and redefining possibilities. So when you look back, what gave you the courage to step into the spaces where women were often not expected to lead?
I think, I think, Smita, what is extremely important is to possibly understand what are the circumstances from where you emanate. People feel that circumstances determine where you will reach in life. I, at a very early stage in life, realized that circumstances will decide where you start in life. And if you look at where most women start, traditionally, one of the aspirations that were told to women, I'm 50 years old now, traditionally, one of the aspirations women were told to have was to get married, to get settled. I grew up with a different mindset altogether. My mindset was, what is the economic capacity I can create for myself? My second ambition was, what is the capital asset that I can own for myself? My third ambition was that no matter what field I entered, can I be the best professional in that field? Which is not how traditionally women are trained in a family circumstance to think. And because I was a bit untraditional from that perspective, and I believe that it is your training days as a young woman, as a young girl, that shape how you look at the future or how you work towards the future. I think that is what gave me a different edge as compared to other, let's say, either classmates or people in my family system or people in my social circle. The fact that when most girls would look at possibly how to dress better, how to look better, I was very focused on how to speak better, how to get more information. And if that is the foundation with which you grow up, it tends to follow you for the rest of your life. You don't look at achieving something as the peak that you have possibly reached or the summit that you have reached. You tend to then keep working from one project to another and not take success or failure as seriously. So life, many people presume, is going from one success to another. I tell people life is going from one failure to another and succeeding somewhere in between. So if the failure doesn't break you, the success should not shake you.
Yeah, wonderful, ma'am. And that's how, what priorities you have in your life, that matters a lot.
I think that most women are told that there will be money saved for you so that you can get married. Then slowly came a time in our country and our society where people were told that we can save money so that you can get a good education, but ultimately you get married. I was very clear what is the capital asset I will own, which is a very different way of looking.
Yeah.
At the age of 7, I told my father I will buy a house in an XYZ place,
Wow.
which is not something that most girls talk about.
Yeah, actually.
So if I, at the age of 7, had that perspective, you can well imagine that I knew at a very young age what I have to work towards.
So pretty clear with the things.
You'd be shocked. Recently, a real estate, I think, not a developer, but a consulting agency has done a survey of women in India.
Yeah.
And 60% women have said that they would rather own a home as compared to jewelry.
Yeah.
That means that there's a huge mindset change which has taken place in our country.
True.
Maybe I was one of the first generation ones where the mindset change was becoming more and more evident.
Yeah, indeed. Ma'am, in real estate, we often say that concrete barriers are easier to break than perception barriers. So even today, construction sites, boardrooms, and the infrastructure projects, they're largely male-dominating sector. So have you faced any kind of such a similar things when in your journey that...
I think that there is a lot of credibility gap, and I was discussing this with Rajan ji and Patni ji, that how many women do you see in the vertical of land procurement? How many women do you see leading a site from scratch to building the whole site unto itself. You will find many women in ESG planning. You will find many women in marketing. You will find many women in real estate, in let's say even front office, or for that matter in administration. But on site, one of the greatest challenges, and because Rajanji and I and Patniji were discussing how Mahi began, the challenge is that what is the credibility gap? The vendor and the supply chain ecosystem doesn't think that women have enough technical expertise to lead a particular site.
Right.
The second challenge is that the vendor and the supply chain is predominantly so male oriented that even the vendor and supply chain, NAREDCO started a Mahi, but is there such an ecosystem in your supply chain where the second generation women of that particular family in that ecosystem is then told to lead that particular supply chain vertical? That has not happened. So you will have a lot of women today who will be in architectural services. But you will not have women in land procurement because societally we believe that is a male's job. Because that means amalgamating various land parcels together, talking to not only technical people but also bureaucrats, and then having a whole ecosystem come together. So that is the gap. But I think that the gap can be serviced when there's more information about it.
True.
I was asking both Rajanji and Patniji, can you tell me exactly how many women builders are registered in the country? Not architects, not planners, not designers, but give me the number of women who are builders who are registered in the country. CREDAI has a number, NAREDCO thinks of a number, but if you look at the landscape of this country's information systems, in the municipal bodies onwards to the state, you will find only 1 to 2% women builders who are registered.
Right.
You don't have, so when Patniji and Rajanji were talking to me about ambassadorship, I said, I am not one of those fluffy ones who takes a picture and cuts a pita. I am somebody who will want to know exactly what is the number of women in what vertical in the real estate business. But should NAREDCO or Mahi limit itself only to look at women who are working in the real estate business? And I tell you the reason why am I saying this. Today, one of the greatest conversations is about ownership of capital asset. People presume that capital asset मतलब पढ़ी लिखी औरत है, tier 1 city में है, she will know how to buy a house. But if you look at the housing finance ecosystem, only 10 to 12% of the home loan borrowers are women. While 42% ownership will rest with women as per NFH's data. The real data is the 10 to 12% home loan borrowers. So if you look at how many women own homes singularly in the country, only 13%. Jointly is 42%. Why? Because somewhere somebody has offered a concession in stamp duty. So it makes sense. So if I look at registrations today across tier 1 cities and the major urban cities, the numbers are very promising. Rajanji was talking about Hardeep Puri and Durga Shankarji. That's because it emanates from the leadership at the top. So when Prime Minister Modi wanted to build homes for the poor, his condition was either that home has to be jointly owned by the woman of the house or singularly owned by the woman of the house. So today there are 4 crore homes built, of which 2 crores are expressly singularly owned by women. And these are the poorest of the poor. But the biggest challenge with that is people presume कि गरीब है, ग्रामीण अंचल में है, तो इनके पास capital asset की capacity इतनी नहीं होगी. जबकि you will be shocked that in the rural areas, ownership by women is 45%. In urban center, ownership of homes by women is 37%. Amazing. Which means there's a huge gap. Women have the education, have access to proper housing finance. How can you through Mahi encourage more and more of women to now start buying more and more properties? They will oscillate and be inclined towards residential properties, so be it. They may not have such an inclination towards commercial properties. But if you look at the trajectory of the past 1 decade, there's a 20% leg up. Today in urban centers, 22% of the homes, residential properties are owned by women. Which means as a cohesive unit with NAREDCO, can you push for more and more ownership of residential properties by women and especially young girls? So that they begin, as they say, हम लड़कियों को आजकल legally स्त्री धन सिखाते हैं. So can we teach them that build your home first in your name singularly, that's your स्त्री धन?
Definitely, ma'am. The same thing we have also analyzed when like Mahi was incepted in the last 5 years. So skilling gap is there. So opportunity to learn they should get. So today also like after our fireside chat, we'll be launching the Skill Her program through which we are also focusing on all these aspects where the legal things where and the financial things where the women are not involved into much. So agreement to sell or sell deal, what's the difference between that? Even though they are financially independent, but they are not taking the decision to
That's because
invest somewhere.
we don't teach them risk management. We
Yeah.
don't teach them what a diversified portfolio in the market looks like. We
Indeed.
don't have many women who are looking at even buying a capital asset without talking to somebody in the family,
Right,
because
right.
that is something which is not societally done. So
Actually.
if you want to teach women financial literacy, the issue is who are you teaching it to? They are CEOs today who don't know how to file their own tax. They depend on the male counterpart or
Right.
somebody else in the family. Why? Because they feel मेरी कमाई है तो उसमें सबकी भागीदारी होगी, सबका निर्णय होगा. You
Yeah.
don't have male CEOs doing the same.
Yeah. So, ma'am,
If today you want to teach financial literacy, my request to you would be to also teach people how to write a will.
yeah.
Because the minute a woman says, can you write the will? Look, hi, you are thinking कि husband मर जाएगा. But that is one of the big requirements today, that
Right.
if you have a property, how do you will that property? How do you will that piece of estate?
Yeah.
So that post your partner's passing away, that real estate is free of encumbrances. Now imagine societally, it's a huge discussion to have.
Yeah.
Because women are supposed to do Karwa Chauth ka vrat and hopefully the husband will be alive for the rest of your life. There's nobody keeping vrat for us.
True.
The issue is, how many women can you empower to look at will?
Yeah.
How many women can you empower to study the whole concept of nomination? How many women can you empower to take that first decision of buying a piece of real estate? And even if they have one piece of residential property to themselves, how can you encourage them to have access to market intelligence so that they know which commercial property to pick?
Yeah. Definitely. So we are, ma'am, of course, skilling
Now, after all
remains,
this, Gyan Patni ji will revise his decision to have me as an ambassador.
So in your view, ma'am, what are the most important enablers for increasing women workforce participation in leadership? So let it be skills, mentorship, or policy support, or mindset change.
No, just teach women how to procure more and more money. We always teach young boys, men in our society, in our families, that to make money is a good ambition to have. What we teach women, that to sacrifice is a great ambition to have.
Yeah. Certainly.
So the
ma'am.
minute we feel that a woman is doggedly pursuing money,
Yeah.
we start looking at her differently.
Indeed.
So when I sit for contract negotiations, I am very clear, what do I bring to the table as compared to the man? So I don't say I'll beat the male counterpart or the female
there is not
counterpart.
competition, but,
So I always say that this is how I
complementing.
will negotiate a contract. How many women are we teaching contract negotiations to? That is another fundamental essential part, which if you are imparting legal and financial skills, I'm hoping that you can also teach negotiations.
Certainly, ma'am. Ma'am, many women hesitate to take up the leadership role. So until they feel it is completely prepared, or while others
Many
learn
women
along
suffer
the way.
from the presumption that a leadership role, if it is being freely offered, means there's some trouble.
So
Means there are chances of more failure than success.
yeah, many of them think that that's not
And
the
the
perfect
fact that there are many
moment.
women in the audience smiling and nodding their head means the minute they are offered some role which tells them, oh, you will lead, and there is any time money increases with the role, you will find that women are not given that opportunity more.
Yeah.
Anytime there is a lot of administrative paperwork, jaddo-jahad, sangharsh, happily women will get that opportunity. So the minute a very experienced woman gets somebody to say, "Aap lead kariye," she instantly knows that there is a pitfall somewhere, and she starts looking for that pitfall. And the
So-
fact that everybody here in Mahi is nodding their heads means I've hit it right on the button.
True, ma'am. So that's not any perfect moment. So whatever is coming through your way, you should accept it.
And that
lead
is
it.
exactly what is the difference between a male leader and a female leader.
Yeah.
That get whatever opportunity you get, because now is the time you get the opportunity, फिर हम prove कर देंगे. Male leaders are not thinking from that perspective.
Yeah. Ma'am, through initiatives like Shashwat Nirman, Nirmal Jal Prayas, NAREDCO Mahi is promoting sustainable and responsible developments. So do you think women bring a unique perspective to sustainability and community building so that it's for the long-term vision of Viksit
You need to
Bharat?
take out the emotion out of sustainability and presume that because woman is associated with the emotion, hence she will understand sustainability more than a man. You need to make sustainability economically viable, irrespective whether the builder is a man or a woman.
Right.
Till such time, sustainability, sustainable building, sustainable way of life is not profit making. You will not see industry lap it up.
Yeah.
Till such time, you do not show advantages to sustainability, irrespective of whether it's a man or a woman, you're doing the whole ecosystem of sustainability a great disservice.
Of course, ma'am, with Shashwat Nirman, we are starting with the awareness programs at the developer sites, even for the Nirmal Jal Prayas water conservations to the schools,
You have to
colleges,
link it to
and
how the carbon market and the sustainability market globally works.
yeah, definitely, ma'am. So, like we have in certain states where we are doing the green projects, if we are going for silver, gold, or platinum rated projects, the developers get the good FAR or FSI on that 3%, 5%, or the 7%, whatever they choose to go for. But there is a gap where, like, the buyers, home buyers, are not aware of that. What is this green projects all about? So, Mahi is working towards it, and we are giving a policy recommendation to at least give some stamp duty reduction for the platinum
It
rated
is
projects.
not
So
only
that,
Mahi that should do this. NAREDCO as a whole body
yeah,
should be dedicated to it. Like I said, the
indeed.
minute you explain to people the economic benefits of being sustainable, you will have a lot of consumption of that kind of projects or promise.
Definitely. Ma'am, we are the mothers, so we should think of our Mother Earth first. So,
Why?
so
Why are the fathers not thinking? It is not that only women shall inhabit the earth or inherit the earth.
right.
So that is why I'm saying that from sustainability, take out that emotion that it's all only the women's responsibility or her perspective.
Yeah.
It is equally a resource to be shared by men. And
Indeed.
make it as much their responsibility.
Yes, indeed, ma'am.
The minute you genderize sustainability, then you make it a zanana thing to do.
Yeah.
It is a profitable thing to do. It is a thing that benefits communities and families at large. It is a thing which makes governments look good on a global platform, and that is why it should be done.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. So, ma'am, as India moves towards Viksit Bharat 2047, so what role do you see women playing in shaping our economy, cities, and communities? And if we meet again in 2047, what would make you say that India has truly transitioned from women empowerment to women development?
I think the minute women start owning real estate on their own, singularly, that number goes from 13% to there are 500 million women today who are a part of our workforce in the country. Can all of them aspire to have at least one roof over their head independently? That for me is Viksit Bharat, because that means the woman has economic, genuine power.
Yeah.
She has a roof over her head, which also means that she's financially robust enough to afford that roof over her head. So for me, that is the promise of Viksit Bharat, that she has a roof over her head and she owns that property alone.
Wow, ma'am, amazing. So definitely with the policy changes, the stamp duty reductions, and the certain
Policy has
incentives
changed.
are
Policy has
helping.
changed. People need to measure up.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, we will have a quick rapid fire with you now. So, just 5 questions for the rapid fire. One word that defines leadership.
Empathy.
A woman leader who inspires you.
My own mother. We
Wow.
have this very bad habit of looking outside for inspiration. Every woman who has birthed a child and struggled to make sure that the child has a better life than hers, that is a hero in every family. Because it's very rare to give up dreams for yourself and
Yes.
live your life for somebody else.
Wow, very well said, ma'am. So, one habit every young professional should develop.
Empathy. You will never be remembered by your titles. You will never be remembered by how many buildings you build. You will always be remembered by what legacy you create. And legacies are not created with Tajposhi. Legacy is always created, like Dr. Abrol was here. What is my legacy? The fact that a bunch of kids from slums dance today on one of the most celebrated stages of real estate, but they began because for the first time I could get them a stage. That for me is legacy.
Amazing.
That is
ma'am.
what you'll be remembered by. How many people could you help? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Everybody has a capacity to become a leader. What is unique to a leader is how many new leaders can you produce.
Yeah, indeed. So, one myth about women in leadership you would like to break?
That we are difficult. If anybody tells you that female leader is difficult, that means she must be a damn good leader.
And one message for my NAREDCO Mahi members.
No messages. Only this message for NAREDCO as a whole.
Yeah.
Help women realize their potential to own a home. Make housing, financing ecosystems reach out to women so that more and more of them can own properties in our country. That's my only appeal. It's not a message. That's my only appeal. For you, it is a consumption issue. For me, it's an aspiration issue.
Amazing, ma'am. It was wonderful talking with you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
your
Smita.
time, and thank you so much for guiding us and accepting us to be our mentor. And we are
I'm not
looking.
a mentor. I think NAREDCO has enough stalwarts to be mentors. What you can call me is not an ambassador, but a collaborator.